Very exciting. I'm very excited to introduce our guest speaker, Jack Brait. Jack is a puzzler of giant puzzles, and he's very famous. He's been featured on Channel 5's Chronicle, among other things. But I'm going to let him tell you his story. Okay, so without further ado, here's Jack Brait.
Thank you everyone for inviting me to share this puzzle story. My name is Jack Brait. I'm 27 years old and I live in Marshfield, Massachusetts with my family. I work at Road to Responsibility in Marshfield, Massachusetts as an administrative assistant in the finance department. I also work part-time at Loon Mountain in Lincoln, New Hampshire, where I learned to be an expert skier. Hold on. Sorry, it was this music. I also work part-time at Loon Mountain in Lincoln, New Hampshire, where I learned to be an expert skier. I also have a special talent and favorite hobby for doing puzzles. I have been doing them since I was a toddler. I finished completing all the world's largest jigsaw puzzles all by myself. I have a disability called autism. People who have autism's brains work differently than people without autism. Some things are challenging for me because of my autism, like waiting patiently, having unexpected things happen, managing anxiety, and knowing social rules. Where we left off. But some things are really easy for me because of my autism, like my amazing memory, especially some things are really easy for me because of my autism, like my amazing memory, especially for movie knowledge and for being able to pay attention to the most detailed things, like my animation projects, and to figure out a puzzle. The way my brain works, it's easy for me to quickly see where the pieces belong in a puzzle, and I can spend lots of time concentrating on completing them. When I was very little, I did wooden block piece puzzles. Puzzling was a calming activity that I could do by myself, and I enjoyed it very much. It was hard for me to play with the other kids and with all the noise at school, so I did puzzles in my free time instead. People began to notice that I really liked puzzles and was really good at putting them together really fast. Then, in elementary school, I made bigger and bigger puzzles. I made 500 or 1,000 piece puzzles as gifts for my teachers and school aides and friends. Then, I began doing photomosaic puzzles, which are puzzles that have hundreds of pictures within each puzzle piece. They were challenging for me at the time, but I enjoyed it. I also began timing myself doing puzzles and would try to get them done faster and faster. In 2011, when I was in high school, I got the Ravensburger, which is a puzzle company in Germany, giant Keith Haring double retrospect puzzle, which was 32,000 pieces for Christmas. It took me 20 months to complete the puzzle all by myself. I was the 13th person in the world and the first in the US to be entered in the Ravensburger World's Largest Puzzle Hall of Fame. This puzzle was hanging in my house, but it is now on display at Furnace Brook Middle School in Marshfield, where I was a student during middle school. It was challenging moving the puzzle. We had several friends that helped carry all of the house, and we had to put it on a flatbed truck, move it to the school. The students there got to see this beautiful puzzle every day. It's hanging right near the student entrance. Then, in 2017, Ravensburger came out with a bigger puzzle, the Disney Memorable Moments puzzle, which was 40,320 pieces. There it is on the screens. I'm a huge Disney fan, and I wanted to complete it. It took me 80 days. That puzzle was in my house for a while, but it is now on display at Martinson Elementary School in Marshfield, where I was a student during elementary school. This puzzle had photos from some of the most beloved Disney classics like Snow White, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, Cinderella, Peter Pan, The Jungle Book, which is my favorite, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King. As you see, we had to put the puzzle on a flat bed. I'll resume in momentarily. Look at the pictures. As you see, there's the flatbed truck that the puzzle's going to move to Martinson Elementary School, and it's finally here in Martinson. And there it is on display in Martinson. And that's me next to it. And look, I showed a copy of that puzzle to the woman who voices Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and the person who voices Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and the woman who voices Jasmine from Aladdin. That puzzle and myself with it. And Bruce Reitherman, the voice of Mowgli from The Jungle Book when he was a little kid, and they were blown out of their minds. In 2019, as you see there, I completed a 52,110 piece animal puzzle made from a puzzle company in Czech Republic called Martin Puzzle. It took me 32 days. It shows all the different jungle animals. It is currently on display in the Franklin Park Zoo in Boston, in the tropical forest area near the gorilla exhibit. Lots of families and school groups get to see it. The mayor of Boston's office awarded me an official Jack Brake Day in the city of Boston on October 13th, 2019 for my puzzle accomplishments. That same year, I did a Ravensburger North America puzzle competition in Blue Mountain, which is where I ski every winter. The puzzle was a 500-piece underwater creatures puzzle. There were several were from different countries. I was the winner, completing the puzzle in just over 50 minutes. I got a puzzle from them made from the picture of me and the Ravensburger staff. It is hanging in my house. The Ravensburger people gave me few prizes and also sent me the 40,320-piece Disney's Making Mickey's Magic puzzle, which took me 40 days to complete. This made me really interested in completing all the rest of the world's largest puzzles. This puzzle shows Mickey Mouse through the decades from the 1920s to the present. See, there's me connecting the whole jungle and the whole animal puzzle at the zoo, and it's puzzle glued, and the glue's drying, and it's hung up. See, there's penguins and a tiger and a koala and a rhinoceros. And see, there's the length. And there's the plaque of it. Read it. Maddie, that's us.
It's me.
I was on TV for that, briefly. And that's me and the person who worked with Mayor Walsh. for my Jack Brait Day. And there's a proclamation. I showed my non-family day, show friends that day. And that's me in front of it. I was in a social mariner for that. All right. At the same time, I was completing the 24,000-piece Life the Greatest Challenge puzzle, which was the first world's largest puzzles out of the series made back in 2007. It was made from a puzzle company in Spain called Aduca Puzzles. It took me 32 days to complete. This puzzle has beautiful scenes of sea creatures, hot air balloons, sailboats, animals, and planets in the sky. That puzzle is on display at the Junior Seasonals Development Team Building in Loon Mountain, where I was a member of the Seasonals team for many years growing up. Now, the 40,320-piece Making Mickey's Magic puzzle is on display at the Mountain Club at Loon Resort in Loon Mountain. I spent my childhood winter weekends at the Mountain Club learning to ski at New England Disabled Sports, where my parents volunteer. They recently had a Jack Brait Day on December 30th, 2021 for me at Loon and displayed some information about me and my other puzzles at the Mountain Club. Why don't you look at the pictures? Look at the process. They're building the board. That's Mike Baressa, his wife Kim, and all their kids all helped out. You know that? It was just as the very start of COVID, and we done it all together. Look, there's you see over there, different screens. You can see, and there's Mickey Mouse through decades. The section is putting together is the first one, the 1920s to the 1930s. And there's the plexiglass. They're hanging up the board. It's finally hung up. There's me beside it. In front of it. And that's me looking at it. Showed a few friends. Oh, Aunt Denise, Aunt Renee, Maddie, and you were there. There. And that's when the plaque was shown. There it is. Read it quickly. I had a beard at the time. I do look more handsome without the beard now. Look, I showed the guy who voices Goofy a copy of that, and he was blown out of his mind. All right. After these two puzzles, the next puzzle I completed was the 32,000-piece New York City window puzzle by Ravensburger. I always wanted to try that puzzle because New York City is one of my favorite places to visit. It took me 50 days to complete. This one did not get displayed publicly. I put it together and took photos of it to add to my collection. After the New York City puzzle, I completed a 48,000 piece travel around the world puzzle by a company in France called Graphica Puzzles. This beautiful puzzle is my quickest time on record, 24 days, especially all in the same month. It is on display at the Heinz Convention Center in Boston. It shows famous buildings all over the world, like the Machu Picchu in Peru, the Egyptian pyramids, and Big Ben in London. And that's me finishing a section. And there's the last piece of the whole puzzle. And there goes the last piece. There's the 48,000 piece puzzle coming to the Heinz Center. There's the board. Putting the sections all together. The puzzle's all connected. There's me from afar. We're gluing the puzzle. There's the plaque. That's me next to it, next to the puzzle. There's Israel section. Look how tiny these pieces are. Vienna. There's a view. That's me and my family in front of it. We had people from New England Stable Sports or Loon come visit and see it. Next, I did the 51,300 piece 27 Wonders of the World puzzle by an American company, Kodak Puzzles, from Crazy Art. That took me 52 days. It's on display at South River School in Marshfield. Governor Baker and Senator O'Connor came by to see it. It was a real honor. Some of the highlights of this puzzle are Paris, France, and the Australian Barrier Reef. As you see, there's London on the right, Taj Mahal, and there's Governor Baker seeing it. That's me, my parents, and the former Massachusetts governor. And look at my position. There's Paris on the bottom left, just like I said. The 33,600-piece wildlife puzzle by Aduka Puzzles shows the tiniest, most intricate pieces of the whole African jungle. It took me 45 days and is on display at the Boys and Girls Club in Marshfield. Guess what? Governor Baker and Senator O'Connor saw that one too. There's the governor looking at it. I love this picture. Back of our bodies. The 54,000-piece travel around art puzzle by Grafika Puzzles took me 34 days. I put it together at the Marshfield Boys and Girls Club for all the campers to see. I made it for my sister Gabby, who is a huge art lover, and when I showed her the whole puzzle, she told me this is her favorite puzzle I ever did. This is now on display at the Daniel Webster School in Marshfield. Some of the works included are the Mona Lisa picture. And you can see the Mona Lisa picture, barely see it in this picture right now. Look at the view. Look at the other paintings. That's me and Gabby with a puzzle. And that's me and all the Boys and Girls Club summer campers. The 42,000 piece Around the World puzzle by Aduka Puzzles as well took me 44 days and is on display at Governor Winslow School in Marshfield. That puzzle is similar to the 48,000 and the 51,300 piece puzzles.
I like that.
The current largest world puzzle is the 60,000 piece What a Wonderful World puzzle is not on display publicly. It took me 60 days to complete. It shows a global detailed map of places all over the world, and similar to the 42,000, 48,000, and 51,300 piece puzzles. People sometimes ask me questions about the puzzle, like where do I put them together? Well, I have a system and a place I put them together initially at home. I do each puzzle in sections and sort the pieces by color. It's easy for me to tell where a piece goes by the shape of it. Once I finish a section, I put it on boards and stack and take them up safely. Then, when someone wants to display a puzzle, I bring all the stacked sections to that venue. My friend Mike builds a base for the puzzle. I put all the sections down and reconnect the puzzle. Then we puzzle glue the whole thing. It usually takes about 10 family members and friends to help me glue and hang up the puzzle. We have to let it sit overnight, then do a second coat of glue. We use about a gallon of glue per puzzle. It sits overnight again, and then it's ready to hang. A layer of plexiglass is drilled into the base to cover and protect the puzzle. Then a bunch of people help lift it up onto the wall where it is anchored. Then a frame is built around the puzzle. Next, the plaque explaining all about the puzzle gets put up beside it. And then it's ready for viewing. I have great family members and friends who helped me with building frames, gluing, and hanging the puzzles. They get excited about my puzzles and come and to see them on display. I'm really grateful to the schools and public buildings who appreciate and want to share my puzzles with others by displaying it. I've enjoyed the publicity and the opportunity that I get to speak about my puzzling. I am happy and proud to have my puzzles display around New England for lots of people to see and enjoy. I love it when people send me photos of them in front of my puzzles, and I really enjoy when people talk to me about what they like best about them and when they ask questions. I have been lucky enough to have been featured on Boston Chronicle TV show, had local and national news coverage, local and international newspaper articles about my puzzling. I have also had articles published about my puzzling in Marshfield Neighbors magazine and in the Reader's Digest. I got to tour the U.S. Ravensburger Puzzle headquarters and meet the president of Ravensburger Puzzles. I've also corresponded with the head of all the world's largest puzzles companies. We keep in touch about puzzle news. And this, as you can see on the screen, I have had 2 Jack Brate days, one in Boston and one in Lincoln, New Hampshire. I have met Governor Baker and Governor Healy and Senator O'Connor and got to show them my puzzles. I was given honors by the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism as a Shining Star and have been listed in the Ravensburger Puzzles World Largest Puzzle Hall of Fame. I got to speak at a couple of schools and at a town library about my puzzles for autism awareness events. I was able to display my puzzles at the Teamsters Autism Gala in Boston. I started an Instagram account, Jack of Puzzles, to tell my story and share my photos of my puzzling. My dream is to someday do a documentary about autism and a documentary about autism and my puzzling talent. All people have talents. Puzzling is one of mine. I made a puzzle goal and I am completing it, which feels awesome. As Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Thank you very much.